Good morning, ZERT Nation. XP001 here. Welcome to another episode of Coffee and Hate. Today I want to talk about when gear exceeds training, and I'll follow up how this pertains to the close protection industry and why we're having this segment today. So the easiest way to put it is gear and gadgets can obstruct your ability to learn the basics. Okay, and what I mean by that could be when I talk about gear and gadgets. So that's gadgets on your guns, modifications to your gun, or the gear or kit that you're wearing. Because a lot of times if you're learning the basics, you're a new shooter coming in, you need to be really slimline and slick, because basically training will identify your need for the equipment of what you need to get done, if that makes sense. Meaning that the guy that's selling you the rifle across from the counter, if a guy came to me, I can be like, hey man, this is my setup, this is what I love, but it may not work for them. It may not be conducive to what they need it for, regardless if it's for home defense, it's a recreational rifle, it's for work if they're law enforcement or security, or they want it for, their car. So all this stuff comes into play. When you start training, you start identifying the needs the things that fit your needs, lights, optics, trigger modifications, slings, sling configurations, etc. So if you're a new time consumer, a new time buyer, I'm not, when you go buy a stock rifle, buy a stock pistol, all right? So, because the key thing is that if you're a shitty driver, it doesn't matter if you're in a Ferrari or in a Hyundai, you're still a shitty driver either way. Yeah, the Ferrari, you're gonna go a little bit more faster, but you're just gonna be more of a liability, okay? So the key thing is for instance, iron sights. If you get a rifle on AR-15 platform, you should master iron sights. Truth be told, equipment and gear fail. Batteries die. There could be an EMP, right? Unless you have an etched reticle in your optic, you're gonna have to go back to your iron sights, which goes back to the basics, all right? Hope all this stuff, makes sense. Before you start investing in gear, that money needs to go towards training. It could be ZERT training in your area. Get out there, learn the basic fundamentals, okay? And for a new shooter taken to a course, first line gear. I will do a review later this week on my belt system, okay? I show up to class, I can hold 2 rifle magazines, 2 pistol magazines, I have my med kit, I have a little admin pouch, my holster, my pistol, and a loop for my ear pro. Everything's on my belt. I'm not wearing a plate carrier, it doesn't have plates in it, all this shit on it, because that will obstruct your way of performing properly, learning how to mount that rifle in your shoulder. If you don't know the basics, you're really not going to learn them with all this kit on. Go slick, learn how to mount the gun, how to run the gun, then you'll slowly start building up your gear, especially if it's recreational or whatever. And the key thing is, I'm not saying going out and buy gear. We're all gear whores. We love gear. We have tons of gear. And that's fine, but learn how to run the gun so then you can make adjustments to your gear, all right? Because when you're in training and you get up to that level, that's why we have what's called kit shakeout drills, figuring out what configurations work for you and what doesn't. And the reason why I'm saying this is I was where a lot of you are at watching this video today. 12 years ago, same thing. I was going to a 30-day protection course to go overseas. I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect. And I literally probably had like $10,000 worth of gear, and I didn't know what to expect from training. But what I was trying to do is cover all of what I assumed that training needs were. And what happened, I showed up to day one. Part of that 30-day program that we did back in the day was a 12-day shooting package. Pistol, rifle, vehicles, motorcade, etc. But what came down to it is I started shredding down all this shit that I had, and in the end, I had a regular belt with a holster, 2 pistol mags, 1 rifle mag, a med kit. I had my plate carrier, carried 3 mags, and that was pretty much it for the protection side. So I pretty much wasted a lot of money on a lot of necessity stuff that I assumed I needed, but I didn't. But once I started training, I understood what I needed for gear and what fit me. So I hope all this stuff makes sense. So this is, like I said, for all you first-time guys out there, before you go to that shop, think about, your hard-earned dollars. If it was up to me for basic rifle class in a perfect world, I would have students show up with nothing, because I would supply them a stock gun, bladetech holster, mag pouches, factory ammo, a stiff, belt, ear pro. So not leaving anything up to chance. We've ran a lot of courses at ZERT, and a lot of guys don't know what they know, but a lot of guys will, show up with, pistols that probably don't fit in their holsters, or, gear that is not up to standard. And it's not their fault. They don't know what they don't know until they start training. But the reason why I'm here is hopefully relay the information so you don't make a lot of mistakes that first-time members make in training, or I've made over the years. So once again, I hope you guys are enjoying season 3 of Coffee and Hate. We're going to have a lot more out there for you. Don't forget to tune in on the weekends at 11 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday for Mr. X's Weekend Wisdom. And don't forget to click on the link above. Go into zertnation.com. If you're not a member, there's a lot of benefits of being a member. If you're interested in training, click on the events, training events, and see if there's training in your area or neighboring states. So it's crush the day, guys. Crush the week. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning. I'm XP001. Out.
The ZERT membership pack is your gateway to a worldwide organization dedicated to building a safe and trained community armed with the proper mindset to see you and your family through to safety. The first-year membership pack includes ZERT 702 black t-shirt, 5-inch ZERT 702 patch in PVC, your call sign and squadron assignment, ZERT membership certificate, official membership card with your call sign, 10 ZERT recruitment cards, access to discounts from ZERT-approved vendors, 15% off most ZERT merchandise year-round. In addition to the membership pack, once you join, you receive the following privileges: access to the ZERT forum and exclusive online videos. ZERT, not just an organization, it's a lifestyle. ZERTNation.com.